All right, this is ACA Tuesday, 413, talking about rectangular prisms. This is the warm-up. Let me scroll down. If you haven't done this already, pause and then play when you're ready. So looking at this first one, we said the mean, another word for mean is the average. We're trying to find the average of her score, kind of like we do in class. To do that, we said to
add them all and then divide them by the amount of numbers.
Great. So 18 plus 15 is 20 and 15. When y'all added that up, you got
68.
68 because 5 and 5 is 10 plus 8 is 18. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 68. But again, is that my average?
No.
So I need to divide by how many? 4. 4, because there was 1, 2, 3, 4 grades we added. Okay, 4 goes into 6. 1 time. And it goes in 7 times. So her average was
17.
17. And again, 17 isn't bad because it's out of 20. It was 20 points. And that's probably an A or B average. Not bad at all. Yeah. All right, the next one, 0.08. Well, 2. That 2 is a exponent. So pause real quick. Okay, so there's two. Let's see. To solve this, what I do times 2, or what I do 0.08 times 0.0. Stop talking.
I'm trying to
I said stop. Please and thank you. Those are the next words. All right, is it option A or B? B, because an exponent says to do it
2
times itself. Okay, so that's the 1, 2. That's where the 2 comes in. Common mistake is that option A, and you can better believe it that is going to be an answer choice on the test.
Yeah.
No. Yes, sir.
Can you also say 0 and 800 squared?
Yes. Okay, so before we even do this, how do we multiply decimals?
Just do the same as normal.
Okay, we do it like the normal. So 8 by 8 is 64. Carry the 6. 0 by 8 plus the 6 is 6. Done with that. Put a placeholder. 0 by 0 or 0 by 8. 0 by 0. Okay, so with the decimal, do I bring it down or count it over?
Count it over.
Count it over. How many times?
4.
4. Because 1, 2, 3, 4 numbers behind the decimal. I need 1, 2, 3, 4. How many zeros?
2.
Okay, who wants to have fun and say that math time? Yes, sir?
0 and 64,000?
Close.
100,000?
Close. In the middle. Between the two.
10,000.
10,000. You say the number that you see, so everyone, what number do you see?
64.
64, and then you say the place value is the last spot. So that is 10,000, because this is the tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000. 64, 10,000.
Yay.
I could take it another step. How do we write that fraction? We say it right.
No, we didn't.
Yeah. Say it, write it. Simplify it. So you would say 64 over 10,000. Y'all remember that?
Yes.
People say no. Lord. That is a 6th grade skill that y'all are supposed to know how to do. So that's why Miss Lila's bringing that back up. Well, I know. That's why I'm refreshing. That's the whole point of these. It's just sort of refresh. Okay? This is the answer, but I'm just letting you know, like, what if they ask you to write it as a Alrighty, let's look at the homework. I had a few people ask about some of the trapezoid problems for the half ago we did. Okay. If you have a question, I know number 8 was one. You know that? Number 6. Let's look at that one first. Number 6 was pretty deceiving because it looks like what shape?
Square.
Not a square. It looks like a rectangle. But what's the hint that tells me it's not? The 2 bases, are those the same length?
No.
No. So that it's assuming and stuff like that. So the work is there, but I'm going to work it from the start. So it's a trapezoid, so I always start with my formula. Thank you, Sammy. So A equals 1/2 B1 plus B2, and I put the H at the end, it doesn't matter what that's going to do. Now I'm going to substitute. Okay, I'm going to keep that 1/2 there. What has to be true, raise your hand. What has to be true about the base? Thank you for raising your hand. So my bases have to be parallel. Very good. Someone raise your hand. What two sides are parallel to each other? Yes, ma'am. 9.8 and this one is parallel to, very good, 10.1. Those are my bases, and then my types had to make a right angle. What was that word y'all were using? Perpendicular. So that would be the 7. To solve that problem, I have to do what part first? The adding in the parentheses. So that would give me, the decimal would be 19.9. I need to do 1/2 for the 7 on the end. Could I do 1/2 of 7? What is it? 3.5. Like, go ahead and get rid of it if I can. And then you just need to multiply those two numbers, and we can do it. This, and then they rounded it. It might have, I don't know, the instructions, if it said to round to the nearest 10th, but that's why they put that next to it. It said round to the nearest 10th, so that's why they rounded. Okay? You good with that, sir?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I'm also going to talk about number 8. It was this weird one. Okay, what do y'all see in that picture? Two trapezoids stacked on top of each other, and we want to find the area of both. Okay? It also says that they are congruent, which means that they are the same. So I can find the area of one of them and then multiply it by 2. Very good. Okay. Sorry. So it's a shape. What do I always start with? A, yeah, my formula. A equals 1/2. Thank you.
Wait, I have a question.
Yes.
Can you also do A equals 1/2 H?
Yes, I said they're the same thing. I just told you the one that's on the star chart, which is this one. It makes no difference. It's all multiplied. Okay? So, substitute in my values. The bases have to be, let's try that again. The bases have to be parallel. What are the two? Someone raise your hand. What are the two bases in this shape? Yeah. 9 and 3. Y'all agree? Yes. 9 plus 3. What is the height? Jillian? 8 is the height of both of them. I only know the height of one of them. So use that 8. What would one of them be? Both of them are 8. One of them would be 4. Very good. Okay? And then what did we say that we needed to do? Do we just want one trapezoid or 2? We want both of them. So I'm going to go ahead and tack on this times 2, just so I don't forget in the end. That's a common mistake. Okay? Now we can go to count. What color do I want to do first? The grouping. 9 plus 3 is what? 12. 1/2 of 12, 4, and 2. What could I do? Half of any of them. Like, just pick your favorite. Let's do half. I like to get rid of big numbers, so half of 12 is 6. 6 times 4 is, let's try that again. 6 times 4, 24 times 2, 48. Okay, my units would be meters squared. I love hearing people giggling and laughing. I hope that those people who didn't do their homework are catching up now. Because, you know, it's going to be funny, the quiz tomorrow. And how y'all perform on it. If you're laughing during this. Okay, just a reminder. Okay, we're going to keep practicing. I'll pause. I see some people writing down this up here. All right, so today we are finishing up, I think this is our last shape to talk about, which is, we're finding the volume of something. In elementary school, y'all learned how to find volume. It was what times what?
Base times height times width.
So let's try that one more time. Yeah, I think most of y'all learned length times width times height, right? Okay. We have a different formula that we have on our star chart. I'm going to show how that they are connected. Yes, sir. So we're gonna move into the lesson. I'll answer your questions individually at the end of time. So volume. So volume, the difference between volume and area, besides like, oh, it's unit squared and unit cubed. Volume is talking about like the space inside of something. So you could be talking about like how many Cheerios fit in a Cheerio box. That's the volume. Versus the area is talking about more of a, like a flat surface. So maybe like the size of the picture on the front of the Cheerios box. If you're talking about like Christmas or birthday, whatever holiday you celebrate and you get presents. The volume is talking about everything inside, and it has 3 dimensions. It's how a length, a width, and a height is 3-dimensional. Versus like the wrapping paper would be the area, because that's again a flat surface, a round. Okay, are we pretty good with that? The difference between volume being space versus area. So again, volume is the amount of space inside a 3D. Okay. The examples and where we can use volume, I'm going to connect them. I'm going to say pretty much the same thing. So you could say like cereal in a box. You could be talking about, we always use like packing peanuts as an example, like in a present peanuts, like packing peanuts. Oh, hold up, I like that one. Water in a pool. That's probably a little bit more local. Water inside a pool. Anyone got any other examples? Yes. Yeah, you probably, I'd like to not use dogs as an example because there's going to be some empty space in there, right? Because like they're not just like squished tightly like and on top of each other. But yeah, still you're talking about that. Yes, sir? Or no? Get a question? One of my first grade kids was like talking about the organs in your body. It's like, yep, sure. Yep. Sure. It is true. And so again, those are like your examples as well. A non-example would be talking about I'm going to use the example I used earlier for area. So like picture on the outside of a box. Picture on outside of cereal box. And we like cereal boxes. Okay, so Captain Crunch on the front. Captain the cereal is the volume. His face is not. We like it. All right. So looking at the formula. So again, when you're finding the volume, we said in elementary school we used the formula. It was the product of the length, width, and height. So that's why they did length times width times height. But looking at your star chart, your bestest friend is a chloride rule. Find where it has volume. It's that bottom part. So put your finger on that volume formula. Other side. Okay. Put your finger on that volume formula. Is that what it says? No, it doesn't. What does it say? Capital B. H. And you're like, bro, why? Okay. The reason is, okay, let me explain. So let's go through the letters. B in this one, B stands for volume, L stands for length, W stands for width, height. Okay, looking at the F1, D still stands for volume, H still stands for height, but big B. Okay, I'm going to call it big B. There's a difference between the little b, this area, and big B in this. Big B stands for the area of the base. The capital B is talking about the area of the base. And I'll show you all connected, don't worry. Okay? So let's say this is my shape. The area of the base shape, usually is talking about the bottom. So that's going to be this shape right here. What shape is that base? A rectangle. And how do I find the area of that base? I would do or length times width, wouldn't I? So when I have the area of the base, that's the same thing as length times width. Y'all see that? Okay? And then when you're finding the volume, you're basically putting that area with another layer, the area with another layer. You're just stacking that area multiple times. Does that sort of kind of make sense? Sort of kind of. Okay? So that's why we use this formula instead. Because when you get to like triangular prisms and cylinders, it's going to be the same process. You find the area of the base and then you just stack it so many times. If that makes any connection. Y'all won't do those other shapes, the other prisms until 7th grade. We're just worried about this. We're just trying to make the connection from this formula to this one now. Okay? So, again, filling in these lengths, a three-dimensional figure has a length, a width, and a height. A prism is a three-dimensional figure with two parallel bases. Okay, so I have a base right here, and it is parallel. Is the top of this the same as the bottom of this? Yes. So it has two bases that are parallel. They wouldn't ever run into. That's what it means to be a prism. In a triangular prism, there's a triangle and a triangle. Two parallel bases. So, and those are exactly going to be, those bases are going to be congruent figures. Because congruent means equal. Do we agree that the bottom and the top would be the same shape? Yes or no? Yeah. So again, that's what a definition of a prism is. So something that's not a prism would be a pyramid. If I had a pyramid, it has this base, but then what's parallel to it?
Nothing.
Nothing, just a point. Okay, so that's the difference. Maybe you didn't know that before, maybe you did. No. They were like, oh yeah, no. Okay. A prism has parallel bases, whereas a pyramid does not. In a rectangular prism, the bases are congruent rectangles. In a triangular prism, the bases would be two what shapes? Let's try that again. In a triangular prism, the two bases would be what shape? Triangle. In a rectangular prism, the two bases are rectangles. In a triangular prism, they would be triangles. Okay? Don't call for the straight. In a cylinder, the two bases are circles. We just don't call it circular prism. We just call it cylinder. Fun fact. So again, the volume is the amount of space inside a 3D figure. It is measured in something units. Not square units, but let's figure that out. So if my length, width, and height were inches times inches times inches, that would be the same thing as inches to the power of 3. And how do I say that? I would have cubic.
I was like, wait, if it's, I read it and I was like, X on 3.
Exactly. That's why area is unit squared, because it's a length times a width for these square inches. Volume is three-dimensional, so it's to the power of 3. Yes, sir. Not right now. We're gonna finish. Okay. So moving on into the practice, we're just gonna find the area of the B first. Okay. Area of big B. Again, as a reminder, big B stands for the area of the base. It seems tricky, but they throw these kinds of like exceptions at us on STAR. So usually the base would mean that it's on the bottom. But STAR likes to be spicy and they're like, jokes on you. It's wherever it's shaded. Okay, if it's not shaded anywhere by default, it's the bottom. But on here, where do we see it shaded? On the side. So when it says to find big B, it actually wants me to find the area right here. They're trying to pull tricks. I'm not trying to pull tricks. They are. I would love for it to always be the norm, but it is what it is. Okay, it is what it is. To find find the area. What shape is that on the side? A rectangle. And how do we find the area of a rectangle? A equals B H. Okay, A equals B H. What are the dimensions of that rectangle?
2 times 5.
Okay. 2 by 5. That would equal
10.
10 centimeters squared. All right, for that second one, what are the dimensions of that base? 6 and 16. I know, solve that out. Okay, what did you get?
96 meters squared.
Very good. Next one.
15 and 7.
15 and 7. Could I put 7 and 15?
Yes.
Absolutely. I don't work that one out.
Yes.
What did we get?
105 inches squared.
Gucci. Okay, have we actually found the volume of anything?
No.
No, we haven't. Okay? We are just figuring out, okay, again, that's the area of this part, and then I would multiply it by the height to convert that many layers of that. Okay, but let's go back. Okay, I know this is part of practice, but we don't practice together before we go practice. I know, round working. Okay, so, sorry. Cereal. Oh my God, it's like a replanting. I love cereal. Okay, so going back to finding the volume, what was the area, the volume formula? Capital B H. So I'm going to put the capital B in parentheses, like but big B, again, stands for area of the base. So be careful. B equals, how would I find the area of the base?
Length times width.
Yeah, I mean, and does it specify which one's the base?
No.
No, so by default, it's going to be the bottom. Right? Sometimes we'll show it, sometimes they don't. If they don't, it's going to be the bottom. So what are the dimensions of that bottom?
4 and 10.
4 and 10. I'm only putting in parentheses so you can see that that is the big B. 4 times 10, and then the height would be 6. Okay? Doesn't matter what order I multiply that in. No, even though that grouping there, I can actually do it whatever order. In my mind, I'm a lazy mathematician. Just like y'all sometimes. I know. Groundbreaking. Shook it. I'm gonna say that 10 to the end because that does like add 0 usually. 4 times 6. Add 0.
240. Cube.
Because it's 1, 2, 3 dimensions. Yeah. Thank you. Okay, do the next two, ready, set, go. Pause and play with it. Okay, that is number 2. Number 3. Again, I just told my class, it doesn't matter if you interpreted that as the stated area of Great Mountain. No matter what in this problem, you're going to be finding the volume. So you're going to need to do BH. Again, you might have done these two first and then multiplied it. It really doesn't matter. V is going to equal 12.3 times 10.1 times 6. Okay, when you do that, I'm going to use my key because I know some of y'all worked it out already. You would end up getting 745.38 centimeters cubed. Again, you could have worked that in different order, so that's why I'm not working it out. I'm going to do one last problem with you, maybe. And then I'll talk about the homework. Okay, I'm going to do number 6. Okay, so scrolling. Okay, look at number 6 real quick. And then talk about what's wrong with it. Or what's different.
It doesn't have the height.
It doesn't have the height, but it gives you the okay? So, no matter what, even when I get these, we have one like every single day. I always want to start with the formula. So I could start, remember 2 formulas we could use. You can still use that elementary school one. What's that elementary school one? Okay, it literally does not matter the order. In this case, this is probably one where I would want to use that like but I'll show you that you can use it both. So start with the formula, then I need to Substitute, very good. Do I know B?
Yes.
I do in this case. It's 102.9. Again, pick the one that you want to do. I really don't care which one you choose. If I was finding the area of the base, if I was using this one, big B, do I have the dimensions of the base?
Yes.
Yeah, I do. What would that be?
4.9 times 6.
4.9 times. Times 6. And then the height. Do I know the height? No, so that would stay big. Over here, again, the same thing. The length and the width, I know 4.9 times 9.6. I just don't know that height. To solve, what would I need to do before I get H by itself?
Wait,
Yes.
I think you made a mistake because you put 4.9.9 times 6.
It's times 9.6. Just go with it. Okay? Or, oh, it's supposed to be times 6.
Yes.
Gotcha. So 4.9 times 6. Okay, thank you. All right, we need to multiply first, right? Let's go. Ready, set, go. Who's gonna win the race?
I already won the race.
Yep. Same thing over here. Again, you only have to pick one of these two. But no matter what, when I'm solving for H, what am I going to need to do? I'm trying to get other people. Mallet. Okay. If I want to get H by itself, if I'm solving for H, what's happening to H? Everyone. It's getting multiplied, and how do we undo multiplication? Division. I would need to multiply, or divide, sorry, both sides by 29.4. Okay, hopefully you're starting to see that these left are all sort of connected. This gives me H by itself, and then I have to do that math. Yes, we're going to have to do that in that class. Okay, I'm going to let y'all take your time. But before I put up the answer, I am going to say that tonight, again, I am going to be counting this as another grade, so it's like a homework test. This is the code. If you're listening to a recording, you're not in this little class, you ask your teacher about what the code is. But I am having my kids do this because of the quiz tomorrow. It's going to have all shapes, so it's going to have volume, trapezoids, triangles, all the things. So that quizzes has it all. You can work on the packet additionally, but that is the priority because it has a mixture. Okay, thank you.